I was working 3 jobs. I had no social life. And in the end, it was just like, I can't do this anymore. Everything had to stop. I lost my nan at the airport and went to the bathroom and I just sat on the floor and cried. People who haven't failed, they have less empathy because they haven't lost it. You are going to fail at some point.
Yeah.
But that doesn't make you a failure.
Why do you think people hesitate to invest?
Because people are scared of everything is a choice. And I can choose to stay where I am, or I can choose to...
I get messages all the time asking me how I went from $100,000 in bad debt to a $13 million portfolio. By watching this show every week, I will share exactly how I did it, how I achieved it, and the lessons that I've learned along the way. So do me a favor and please subscribe to our channel. It's simple, it's free, and it helps keep the show going for you. This is where you eat and we talk about changing the way that you think about money, with insights from successful investors, entrepreneurs, and everyday people taking control of their financial futures. So double check that you're subscribed, and thank you for being part of this journey.
Welcome everybody back to the Lunchtime Investor Show, where remember, you do the eating. Unfortunately, we do the talking. I keep looking at that sandwich. Oh my goodness. Well, we have somebody very special here today. We have a life coach, Natalie Arabella Bailey. Welcome.
Thanks.
Yeah, wonderful. So we're going to be talking about coaching, mentorship, etc. and so forth. But first of all, what is the difference between coaching and mentor?
That's a really great question and something I actually get asked quite a lot.
Okay.
They can overlap. But a mentor is more somebody who's done something already and will guide you through the process that they've already been through.
Yeah.
But a coach asks more questions and gets you to come to the conclusion.
Yeah.
And one of the things I do, I have a thing called Discover You. And it's a real dig deep coaching. And it's question after question after question after question. People get really uncomfortable.
Right. So you go deeper, deeper, deeper,
Yeah.
deeper.
And
But
it's like,
why?
okay, but why? But why?
What why? Yeah.
And then by the
Seven
end,
times. Boom.
they're like, mind is blown. But then there's other things that I can help people with. That's like, okay, this is the way that I did it. Follow this formula. And that's more of what a mentor does,
Right.
which is why sometimes they can overlap.
Yeah. So I always say that a mentor is somewhere where you probably want to be, but they're not necessarily good at coaching necessarily.
No.
Okay. Whereas a coach might not be where you want to get to, but they have frameworks, like I said, questions, etc., that get you there. So I think, both have their use.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. So you're basically a property developer. Do you still do that?
I do that with my mum. You can call her Paula.
I can call her Paula. Why? What do the others call her?
Paula.
Paula. Okay.
I call her mum.
Oh, I see. Got it. Now I got it now. You call her mum, I'll call her Paula. Property developer, coach, mentor, so all of those things. You built businesses in bars, in gyms, several other places. So you've done a lot, right?
Yep.
Yeah, been there, done that kind of thing. Okay, and now you help other people with confidence, health, wealth, etc. What did you say to me beforehand? You said mindset, muscle, and
money.
I was going to say wealth, money. There you go. Okay, and happiness in general, happiness.
Joy. Life's too short to be miserable. That's one of the things that I say all of the time, and that came from losing all of my grandparents in the space of 4 years. And I realized, and this is why mum and I got into property together, was to create something. Because you don't want to get to the end of your life and think, oh, I wish I'd done this, I wish I'd done that. No one wants to have done more stuff that makes them unhappy. And
apparently not. When they talk to people on their deathbed, they say they don't talk about money or anything, or I wish I would have worked harder.
No, it's the joy. And life's too short to be miserable, but creating wealth gives you more options, which can then open the door to more joy.
Okay. So do you work hard for money or not? Not you. I mean, in general, should people be working harder for money or not?
I think there are smarter ways to work for money and to make money work for you.
Yes.
Rather than you slogging all hours under the sun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that sounds good. Okay. And you also found a Better Together. Right? It was really interesting. A movement tackling loneliness among entrepreneurs. I found that really interesting. So I'd really like to talk about that a little bit later on. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to be talking about mentorship. We're going to be talking about mindset. We're going to talk about courage. We're going to talk about lots of different things. How you transformed your life. You had burnout at one stage. Is that right?
I did.
What is burnout? What is that?
A complete breakdown, to be honest. And it's something that it's just...
You just can't move?
Just can't do anything. I couldn't do anything.
Really?
And
how'd you get burnt out?
Comes through just doing too much. I was working 3 jobs. I lost my nan in that period of time, and I had no social life because I'm working all of these jobs to keep a roof over my head. I'm supposed to be out living the dream in Mallorca, and there I am working at that point, I was working in a gym, which was downstairs.
Yeah.
I was working in the airport and in the duty-free shop.
Right.
That's another story.
Okay, that's that one.
And then 5 nights a week, I was also working in an Indian restaurant, which was the complete opposite thing of being a personal trainer.
Right.
So I was doing...
Yeah.
And they feed you as well. So I was getting all of this free food, and I can't make it all fit.
Yeah.
And in the end, it was just like, I can't do this anymore. And everything had to stop. It just stopped.
And it did. So your body just shut down.
Yep.
That's a sign. And I think a lot of people... Did you have any warning signs before that? It doesn't just... What does it?
It did for me. It just
Really?
was like, I just can't do this anymore. I was at the airport and went to the bathroom, and I just sat on the floor and cried. And I just released all of this emotion and just cried and cried and cried, and called my mum, and I was like, I can't do this anymore. I just can't do it. And luckily, I think it was only about 3 weeks till the end of the season, and I just managed to get through it, and then came back to England for a bit.
Okay. And then did you start the property investing after that? Is that the
Yes.
smarter way of doing? Okay,
Yes.
I've got it now. So then you thought, ooh, this is hard. I need to do a smarter way of doing things. Oh, okay. Wow. Big wake-up call. And then we're going to be talking about self-confidence, discipline, real success. Tell us a little bit more about that. What's the difference?
It comes down to your mindset with it as well, because sometimes people can appear to be successful on the outside, and people have said this to me for years. So I moved to Mallorca in 2011, and ever since then, people have thought that I've got everything together.
Success.
Yeah. So success wasn't the moving. When I first went to Mallorca, I was working for €5 an hour.
Wow.
So that was 8 hours a night, 6 or 7 days a week. So I was making like €240 an hour, a week, sorry. And that isn't success, but I did have the freedom. So I did that through choice. And then from that, got to talk to people, opened up the bar during the day. Then the next year we ran a different bar. So the success came from not having any success, but the actual moving abroad doesn't make you successful. It's what you do internally. Doesn't matter what it looks like on the outside. How many people appear to be successful, but actually they're not?
So how do you define success then?
Happiness.
Happiness. Yeah, happiness. Do you not think, just because I wouldn't necessarily disagree, it's just that, I've heard these kind of discussions about happiness. Today you can be happy, tomorrow not. Whereas there's fulfillment, that's another word. Being content is another word. So kind of happiness can change. Do you always have to be happy? Like,
No,
I'm not.
It's impossible. It's impossible to always be happy. I think. I mean, on a whole, like, are you content and fulfilled with your investments making money? Are they making money?
Right.
Are you putting money in the bank, or are you just appearing to be successful? And I think that it comes from actual numbers, but also that mindset of, okay, this is bringing me joy.
Bring me joy. That's the other word as well. Okay. And then we're going to be talking about mentorship as well. So you were working 3 jobs, you were saying, 7 days a week. 5, I have to ask, $5, was it euros an hour?
Euros an hour.
Which one was €5?
That was my very first job in a bar. The airport job was more
What
than
about
that.
tips? Did I give you tips?
In Magaluf.
Even I know what Magaluf is. All right. So, but it says 7 days a week,
Yeah.
never seeing the sun.
Yeah.
Never seeing the sun
No.
in Magaluf. You didn't
No.
see the sun.
No, this was 2016 by this point, and because I was inside all the time.
Yeah.
All 3 jobs were inside.
Bloody hell.
So, I'm getting up to go to the airport for 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm driving there, the sun's come up, but I'm not
But there's
outside
sun.
in it. Yeah, you just get to look at it. And
Yeah.
it's like, I'm supposed to be here living the dream. I was happier earning €5 an hour than I was working the 3 jobs.
Right. So at the time, you were what? Not very happy.
No.
Miserable.
Miserable.
Lonely.
Yep. Very.
Why were
Very
you
lonely.
lonely? You were meeting lots of people, no?
That's not a significant relationship building or interaction. Like,
You're
it's all
behind a bar.
passing.
Doesn't everybody, when I say everybody, obviously I don't, but doesn't everybody hit on the bartender?
I don't want that.
You don't want
That's
that?
why I like the bar.
No, but
because
Did it happen
but
or
you're
not?
behind the bar and they can't touch you.
Mm-hmm. So you don't like that?
No.
You prefer the touching?
No.
Oh no, you don't want that. Okay, I'm getting there right. Okay. So you're lonely, but you don't want them to.
It was the case of I had lots of acquaintances, but nobody that we could have real in-depth conversations with, like debates. Let's talk about the universe as opposed to, do you want another drink? And then chat absolute rubbish.
Yeah.
Which drunk people do.
Yeah, and then that led to burnout there as well. Like, I got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
So what was the actual breaking point, the moment that you realized something had to change? Was it the moment that you broke down, or was it before that?
It was when I was crying in the bathroom toilet was the real kind of, okay, this definitely can't go on. But it was when my nan passed away. It was
before or after that?
It was before that. So that was August 2016, and she had terminal lung cancer. And that was the summer I was working all of these jobs, and I had no plans to go back or come back to London until the November. And my mum called me and said, if you want to see Nan, you're gonna have to come now, because she's not gonna make it till November. So that's when I dropped everything and got on a plane, and we spent 3 days in the hospital with her.
Wow.
And it was there when I thought, she's not alone. She had her 4 kids, and she had more grandparents than me, grandchildren than me, and I wanted to be there. And the last thing I ever said to her was, I love you, Nan. And I'm glad I've got that memory. And that's where I see I don't want to get here and be lonely and be working all of the time to not have any freedom or feel anything, because I was numb. And then that evoked this emotion, and then breaking down, and it was like, okay, well then let's do something.
Mm-hmm. And so what did you do?
Got dragged to a property training event.
Oh, really? Which one?
Progressives Masopi.
Okay.
And that was January 2017. And then from there we did some training, and now we had a holiday let business for a while. Hated that. But do commercial conversions, and now looking for land to build on as well. So that's what I do with my mum in the UK.
With Paula?
Yes.
Okay.
Nicely remembered.
Very good. Okay, so this is interesting. Do you do it, did you say did you not do any in Mallorca, for example?
The law there's worse
different
than here.
Okay. So it's interesting. Okay. So you're a property person. Okay. What do you think about stocks and shares?
I think it's an important thing to have.
Okay. Do you
don't
some?
know too much about it myself.
It's important, but
it is
there are
important.
People.
Can I tell you what you could tell me? No.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have some somewhere? Yes. But do I manage it? No.
Oh, I see. So you got some wrapped up maybe in ISA or something like that. Okay. What about cryptos?
I also have some there.
Oh, you do?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. What if true change starts when you admit that you can't do it all yourself?
You can't do it all yourself.
You can't do what all yourself?
You can't do everything. I mean, there are some things you can do yourself, but that...
Where did your mind just go?
Oh, wow. That is where true change starts. That's where Better Together comes from.
Yeah.
Because you can do so much alone, but when you do things with other people, when you realise that actually I can learn from other people and I can help other people too, you go further when you do things together. And I used to think, I can do everything by myself. I don't need you. And the world is against me, but I don't need you anyway. And I'd push everyone away.
Why do you think you did that?
Because I didn't know any different.
Okay.
And I mean, I watch a lot of documentaries and stuff on like the world wars and Hitler and stuff, because there's a lot to learn there. And like all of this stuff that used to happen to me, I used to think I must have been Hitler in my past life because of the karma that's coming back to me now. It's just like...
What? Hold on, I'm just trying to dissect this because there's a lot to learn. What is there to learn about what? Sorry, just trying to...
The way that he rallied people up.
Oh, I see.
He was a brilliant public speaker. I'm not saying I agree with what he did. I do not agree with the mass murder of any person. or people, or the taking over of any country. But the way that he went about it and the way that he got people behind him, they thought this change needs to happen. So that's what I mean by you can learn a lot from people in history. Not that what he did was correct. Please do not take that out of context. But he was a very intelligent man.
Okay. How did we get onto that again? So you thought that you wanted to do everything by yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then realised I couldn't.
Yeah.
And again, yeah, that was it, pushing people away. And when we went to the training and I started getting mentorship, and I'm like, oh, actually, this person can help me. And then I realised asking for help actually makes you stronger. And that's when you really see the difference. And asking for help is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength.
Yeah, because obviously you'd been trying beforehand and it hadn't worked. And it's funny that people need to go through the pain first. Is that a rite of passage that everybody needs to go through? Or can you just learn from, what they say is about it's intelligent to learn from your mistakes, but it's wise to learn from the mistakes of others. Because a mentor... Well, let's go into the mentorship. Here's an example of the importance of mentorship. This is by John C. Maxwell. Let's have a look whether we can get anything on here. Let's play this video.
Who mentors you is as important as what they say. What they say will teach you, give you information. Who they are will change you. It's contagious. Because you see, when you're around big people, they make you feel bigger. And when you're around small people, they make you feel smaller.
What do you think about that?
It's very true. I've had mentors such as Gerald Ratner and Alfie Best.
General Ratner is the jewelry guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And one of the things he says, because I just want to take it back to what you were saying about do you have to go through the pain as a rite of passage? He says people who haven't failed have less empathy or understanding of what it's like to be successful because they haven't lost it. And people that don't have the pain of, oh, this is rubbish and that's hard and all of this, and just have it easy, don't really understand true life, because life isn't just an upward trajectory.
Yeah. So they'd make better mentors for a start. Yeah.
Because they know that, how to come back when you fail.
Yeah.
And understanding that you are going to fail at some point.
Yeah.
But that doesn't make you a failure. So surrounding yourself with the right kind of people and getting mentorship from people that are doing what you want to do or have done is going to help you to move along.
Yeah.
And I like to know that people have come back from something because it's problem solving.
So would you choose a mentor now according to how much they have suffered or that have gone through and overcome? Would that mean they're better at mentoring?
It wouldn't necessarily. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. No, I was going to try and play devil's advocate there, but no. Every person I've worked with who has had some hardship has always done better and is a lot more relatable, I find.
Do you know, it's funny you should say that, because I actually know people who won't do business with people who don't have children, for example.
Okay.
That's a kind of the same kind of, not exactly the same thing. And you go, what? It's like, because people who have children, then they're more empathetic. They've, been through it. They've also more humble. And I don't know. It's interesting. It's not what I necessarily think, but
that is very interesting.
Yeah.
I don't want children.
Okay. Yeah.
No,
but it's interesting that, because I was going to ask you about that, and I was wondering whether I could, but now that you've broached the subject, because you were at your grandmother's bed, you said, I love you, which is great, fantastic. But she had like her kids and her grandkids around her, and then you were talking about loneliness, and I was like, so isn't that something that you would like?
No, I don't want children. I don't want to get to the end and feel alone.
Yeah.
There's a difference between being alone and feeling alone and feeling lonely. And I've got to a place where I've got great relationships with people that I know if I died today, I've combated the sense of I'm going to die alone, because we all actually die alone.
Yeah.
But that feeling of knowing that I've had something that is a connection, a worthy I can't think of the right word, meaningful, shared part of life, I'd die happy.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. For sure. Okay. Let's carry on with the mentorship theme, because I think that's kind of, you're a coach, you're a mentor, etc. and so forth. What would you say you are a coach for as opposed to a mentor for? Because we said a mentor is where you want to be, coach. I mean, honestly, sometimes even if a mentor is right up there, you might not want that person as a mentor because they can't coach for shit, you know? So, but maybe they're not supposed to, because one of the things that he said, Maxwell said here, and we haven't discussed that yet, is he said something along the lines, I'm trying to remember, but he said something along the lines of, what they say will help you, but who they are will change you. What do you think about that?
There's that other phrase, isn't there? People won't remember what you said, but they'll remember how you made them feel.
Okay.
And that's some of the feedback I get is, you make me feel like a person. I'm not just a number to you. When you go into some big rooms, you can't connect with other people in the same way. And I'm 5'3", and I'm told I have the presence of a 6'2" person.
Okay.
So it is about presence and the personality that you bring to the table, but your personality can come from your experience as well. So when you put that all together and you've got, like you said, a big person, you're going to get and take some of that energy with you. And that's part of what connection is. It's sharing that energy.
Yeah, I really like that. In fact, I had no idea you were 5'3". Like literally, I would not have said you were 5'3". But then again, you are wearing those fabulous shoes. Do you want to show those shoes? They are. Maybe that's got something to do with it as well. And being surrounded by people who are bigger as opposed to smaller. I think it was a very short video, but that was worth looking at. Okay. Yeah, the right mentor embodies, would you say, the right values, the right mindset, obviously the results for sure. But this whole thing about surrounding yourself with big versus small people, big thinkers lifting you, small thinkers keeping you comfortable. I think that's quite interesting, in your comfort zone.
And we all have a comfort zone, which is great, but because it keeps you safe. But it also stops you from taking risks or making a decision that might change your world. And people don't often want change, because with change comes responsibility, and with responsibility comes the next stage and more responsibility and different problems. But you know what your problems are in your comfort zone and the people that are in your comfort zone. So when you're challenged by somebody who thinks bigger or does something a bit more, or even someone like me that just moved abroad by herself, because why not? It makes you switch the way that you think rather than staying where you are. And staying where you are is great if that's where you want to be. But when you ask most people, is that where you want to be?
It's yes and no, but
yes
no,
and
not
no.
really. Yeah, but not really. But yeah, I'm okay. Don't change me. What's wrong with me? There's nothing wrong with me.
There's nothing wrong with you.
I do want, yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? And also, while you were talking, I was thinking about that theme of loneliness. It can get lonely as well, right? So you're out of your comfort zone, and it was fine if everything's going well, but out of your comfort zone doesn't always go well. And then you think, oh, am I the only one here? Why am I doing this? And are there others that, and of course there are, but where are they? And that's something that you do. So we do need to talk about that. Very interesting. Small thinkers keep you comfortable. What is it that they say about your comfort zone? Is that's where your dreams go to die?
Yeah. And everything you want is on the other side of fear.
Just through.
But it's also thinking, is that what I really want? And that's what I was saying to you earlier about that.
Where you go
deeper and deeper and deeper.
Because I think part of the reason that people sometimes don't like to write down their vision, what they want, or their purpose, why they want it, is because, Marcus, what if I get it wrong? What if I get it wrong? What if it's not? So you spend all this getting out of your comfort zone and the pain and the loneliness and all of this, only to realize that that's not actually what you wanted. So there's some fear there as well.
Yeah, but if you don't try, you don't know, do you?
You don't know. I always say that, like, you know what you don't want. That's easy. So half of it's gone, right? But you don't know, is it there, or there? And I say, right, listen, you can go to for 20 years, you could do. Why don't you just, like, roughly, right? We know roughly, right? And just go towards the bullets, and you'll get feedback pretty damn fast, which is what you did. You went abroad to Mallorca and you had a breakdown.
Yeah.
Or burnout. What's the difference?
Burnout, breakdown, bit of both.
Bit of both? Bit of both. Why muck around the edges?
Why do one thing when you can have it all?
And you still live in Mallorca though, right? So it's not like you can't. Okay, fine. What have you learned from being around big versus small people? What have you learned?
One of the greatest things, the retreat I did in Mallorca last year, I had guest mentors, Gerald and Alfie Best came as well. Alfie's known as the Gypsy Billionaire.
Okay.
And recently moved to Monaco. And I took him to the airport in the morning, like when he was leaving, Alfie. And he actually stayed with us for 3 days in the end, which was pretty amazing. And I said, why did you say yes? And also, why have you come and spent this amount of time? He's a very busy man. And obviously he was still working and stuff, but came to help me. And he said, because of how long I've known you and I want you to have success. And I thought, that's one, really nice, because I used to think, well, who am I? I'm just this 5'3" female from South East London. But actually the humbleness there of, yeah, I'm a very busy man, but I want to help you, made me realise there's so much more to people than that outward perception. And one of the things he said there as well was, it's not who do you know, but it's who knows you.
Ooh, hold on. So say that again.
That
was good.
It's not who you know.
Yeah.
It's who knows you.
Wow, who really knows you. Right.
And getting yourself out there as that person in your field and that expert, so that people phone you for whatever it is that you do as a person, anyone watching this, whatever you do, and so that you're in their black book.
Okay, so I got it wrong. I thought you meant it's not who you know, it's who really knows you, like what you're really about, what your purpose is, what your mission is.
Well, that could be both.
It could be both, right? And then you said, well, actually, it's just getting out there. But it is both, isn't it?
But it is both, yeah.
Because you could go out there, but if they don't feel who you really are, like,
No.
because while you were talking, I was thinking, so this billionaire spent time with you, and you were like, whoa, I'm just so and so. But I thought, yeah, but you probably have I was going to say deeper, but a larger purpose. So it's not about you. It's about what you're trying to achieve, who you're looking to help. That must have in some way either touched him or inspired him in some way. So that's why I went in, not out.
I got you, yeah.
Yeah.
And that makes sense, actually, because I've spoken to him a lot. We've worked with him a lot in terms of like being mentored. He's been on my podcast a couple of times. And someone that he used to work with, he said to me, he likes you and your mum because you're fighters. So he obviously saw something in us and in me to be there to want to help. And I think that's important as well in terms of mentorship. It's not just who's the right mentor for you, but you making sure that you're the right person for them as well. Because you don't want to work with people who don't want to put the work in.
No. I also get a sense, and we've only just met, right? But I get a sense that you're just somebody who's not scared of being who they are.
No.
And so therefore that kind of authenticity, people go, yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Oh, there's no fluff with me at all. And I swear a lot. I've got tattoos. I go to the gym and I will say what's on my mind. Sometimes too often or too much. Like I said, I'm an oversharer.
Right.
Sometimes.
Well, you haven't sworn.
No,
yet.
I haven't. I was wondering if I'm allowed.
I don't know. I'm going to ask one of our producers here. Is swearing allowed?
It's swearing allowed. Swearing's allowed.
Yeah.
Okay.
So mentorship is meant to lift you up, right? But what happens when it does the opposite? Here's a post from someone who's experienced just that. Now I'm going to read it out for our podcast listeners. This is Bad Mentor Destroyed My Confidence. And the name, I always go on about the name, Round Apricot. Okay, whatever. I've worked as a tech engineer for 15 years and have recently been assigned a new mentor. Sounds good. Something I was excited for, but 2 months on it has quickly turned into a nightmare. Instead of guiding me, they were condescending, dismissive, made me doubt myself even more. I'm trying to grow professional, while recovering from burnout. And this experience almost made me give up completely. I just wanted real feedback and support, but they took credit for my work, left me more confused than when I started. It doesn't sound like an ideal mentor to me, I have to say.
No.
It's put me off the idea of mentorship, made me think I'm better off just working alone. Bloody hell, it's had the opposite effect. Taking self-development courses rather than rely on selfish, self-proclaimed mentors. What do you think about that?
There are people like that out there, though.
And
it's wrong. But this is why it's important to do your research, get to know the person, follow them on socials, ask for a phone call. I mean, I never answer my phone.
You never answer your phone? Okay.
But if something's booked in or someone sends me a message, like we'll converse, because it's important to get to know the person, and are your values aligned? Are your morals aligned? That if somebody said that about me, I'd be mortified.
Horrified.
Absolutely mortified, because that shouldn't destroy your confidence. Exactly what this person has said.
It's the opposite.
It should have done the opposite. And that person is basically a charlatan.
But that's what we said earlier about how some mentors, they are where you want to be, right? But that doesn't mean they're good at coaching or mentoring somebody else. They're just somebody you look up to. Maybe they shouldn't. But you also said something really interesting. You said you want to kind of, I paraphrase this actually. You didn't actually say this, but you like people, or like to learn from people who've been through, some ups but also downs, because then they're more humble, etc. This person sounds, if they're condescending, dismissive, it doesn't sound as if they've really had the big knocks, because as you said, they would have then they'd be understanding. It doesn't sound like this person has.
No, or they have and they just don't give a fuck.
But why? Yeah, but okay, great. So, but why would they not if they've been through it? Surely, if you've been through it, you're going to understand. You're going to empathize. No,
most people, yes.
Right. Okay.
Some people, you get the few percentage of people that are just,
of course,
they're not. And coming back from something sometimes can have the opposite effect of someone going, oh well, I'm untouchable now because I've made everything back, and then they forget where they came from.
Ah, right. They kick down the ladder.
They cross that line of confidence and arrogance, and they can let their ego take over. And when you lead from a place of ego, you're not leading from a place of support. You're not leading from a place of actual leadership. You're being Hitler.
Oh, we're coming back to that, are we? There's a certain fascination here. Okay, so our take is this. Not all mentors are created equal. Would you agree? Yeah.
It's because, as you said, just because they know how to do it doesn't mean they're a good teacher. And I know they say those who can't teach, but not everybody has the ability to teach. They just know how to do.
True.
Which is why some people don't grow, because they don't know how to delegate, because they have to, they're in control, so they just do it rather than outsourcing the bits that they're not so great at, and that's why they stay stuck. But
are you good at delegating?
Yeah.
Are you?
I don't like doing a lot of things.
Okay, so you're actually good at delegating. Ah.
Yeah, I'd rather give it to someone who can do it.
How do you know that they can do it though? Do you delegate or do you abdicate?
Oh.
Like, do this because I don't want to do it. Do this, and then they'll do it, but
no, I do ask and make sure that I've got the right people. I've had like different VAs throughout like the past 8 years, and it's just like, okay, like let's try this. Okay, that doesn't work. You're not good for that, so that has to end. But there's stuff like the back end admin, all of this, I can't do that.
Not gonna lie.
My videographer Bobby is fantastic.
Shout out to Bobby.
Bobby, Relapse Reels. But it's like my VA does all of the email stuff. I don't know how to work Active Campaign, and neither do I want to. What I'm good at is talking to people, getting answers out of people, and doing that kind of work rather than the back end stuff that, she's got great, my VA Gemma, she's fantastic. Like, she's got interest in that. She enjoys that work. And I think that's the difference. If you're not enjoying something either, you're not really probably going to be great at it.
Very true. Very true. You mentioned control a couple of times. mentorship probably isn't about control. It's about empowering other people. Would you agree with that?
Yeah. And also helping them to realize that they have it in them. They have the confidence. They can make it happen. Like, when you got up this morning, did you have a shower?
Well, after working out, yes.
Yeah. Did you clean your teeth?
Well, yeah, I brushed my teeth.
Did you dress yourself?
Well, yeah, I did have a bit of help. No.
Aristocrats back in the day, they used to have dresses.
Oh, right,
They never
okay.
used to know how to dress themselves.
No, I'm sorry.
They didn't.
They
They didn't. And I think
Well, I
that's
can't do a
really
bow
as well.
tie. I don't know how to do that myself.
But if someone taught you how to do it, you practiced, you would then have the confidence to do it.
Yes.
So this is why a mentor can empower someone by teaching them how to do all of those things. So your parents will have taught you how to shower, how to clean your teeth, how to dress. A mentor teaches you how to do those things in business that they've done, so you've got confidence in it. So you've got confidence every single day, and you're empowered every single day, but you don't think about it because it just comes naturally to you.
Sounds like a mentor with good coaching skills. That's what it sounds like, or good mentorship skills. I'm still trying to find the different. It's like it's really interesting. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, it should empower you. It should empower you to take action, take risk, and learn how to tie a bow tie. Put that into a business sense.
There you go. I haven't had the right mentor. Why do you think that even though people hesitate to invest in change, even though they know that they probably need a coach and or a mentor, why do you think people hesitate? They know they need to change. They probably know it's the fastest way of doing it, but it's like
because people are scared of change. They're not afraid of the success or the failure. This is something I truly believe. It's not the fear of success or the fear of failure. It's I don't know what that feels like.
But what success?
Yeah.
They don't know what it feels like. That's really interesting, because we do more to run away from pain than we do to run towards pleasure. And when people always say, when I say, what do you want? They go, oh, I want $1 million. It's always $1 million or 10 million. It's a nice round number that never works out. But it's all positive. And I go, but you don't know, because you want those. You've never, like you say, you've never experienced it, but you have experienced the pain. So let's focus on the pain. So it's interesting that you say that.
So this is why I get my clients to make a list of achievements. It's such a simple thing to do, but it's also quite hard for some people. So write a list of 50 things you've achieved in your life. And that helps you to look at yourself differently. And it doesn't make you look at the pain and the failures. It makes you look at, oh, well, I bought my first house, or I got divorced. That's a success for some people. And I learned how to tie my shoelaces.
I was going to say, it could be anything.
Anything.
First 100 meters, first
Exactly.
time you dove into a swimming pool.
All of those things add up. And then once you look at that, you're like, oh, wow, I've actually achieved so much. Let me hold on to that feeling of success from all of those things, put that into 50, and then you've got a feeling of success. And then you can realize the change by working with the right person.
So you think that most people, it's not about the money.
No.
You think that most people, because they probably have the money, right? They say they don't, but they do. You see them somewhere else doing something else. So you think, well, that makes sense. So because they've never actually, they don't know what it's going to be like to be so successful. So you remind them that they are successful, or that they have been successful in so many different ways. And then therefore they go, so I can be, I just need somebody to help me get to the next stage.
Yeah.
Wow. That's really powerful.
Thanks.
There was a billionaire called Bill Bartman, and that's what, he's passed away now, but that's what he used to do. He had it handwritten, 15 pages. And the first one, I was born. And then it got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until it was like my last billion project. Once he read that, he was ready to take this. No one had a chance after that, because of the energy that he was in. So that really resonates. Wow. Okay. I'm going to quote you now.
Okay.
All right.
Uh-oh.
All right.
What have I said?
I invested heavily into myself and my future. If you want to look back and say, fuck yeah, I did it, that's exactly what you need to do. So you did swear, even though I swore, but that was your quote. All right. So I invested heavily in myself, my future. So tell me about these investments that you did in yourself. Is it mentors, coaches?
Mentors, coaches, and I have a business mentor. Even though I'm a qualified personal trainer, I also have a PT.
Makes sense.
A life coach. I've had a relationship coach, therapist, hypnotherapist,
Blimey.
Marketing, sales, different areas. And I've worked with a lot of different people.
How many was that? That was like 7 or
7.
so. Okay.
That's my number.
Yeah. Not at any one time, though, necessarily.
No. Like over a period of time. And some have been great. Some haven't. Some are like cookie cutter approach. That worked for me, so that will definitely work for you. Like, okay, well, it's not. What's your advice? Carry on doing it. Okay, then. So you'll find over time that some people aren't for you. But if I hadn't done that, I wouldn't know what was for me. So learning from people like Rob Moore and Mark Homer, that made a huge difference. Like, we wouldn't have done the last commercial conversion that we did. It was a 20,000 square foot building that we converted into 30 1, 2 and 3 bed homes.
You probably want to have a couple of people around
that know that scale.
done it before.
Exactly. And we couldn't have done that alone. Definitely not. But we couldn't. So we wouldn't have been able to do it if we didn't have the mentorship.
Now, is that just on big things like that? Or is that also on smaller things?
Smaller things as well. We worked with, we JV'd with somebody on the SA holiday let business who'd already been doing it. So we then all came together to continue and to grow that. But again, it's as simple as having a PT who I check in with. It's extra accountability.
Yeah.
If I didn't do that, I actually saw on my memories, in 2020, I booked my very first photo shoot, and I'm confident on camera. I'm happy to talk. I'm happy to take pictures. But when you're half naked in a gym where people are working out and you've got a camera in your face, I was like, whoa, what am I doing? But if I hadn't booked that in, which was also an investment into myself because it captured what I'd done, I wouldn't have worked as hard on my physique. No, because because I just wouldn't, because there was a camera going to be in my face.
Because you had a deadline and you knew you're up to that, and then so you got a PT.
Yeah.
And let's have has it worked?
It works like that.
Look at that. I mean, you do have more muscles than I do.
You should feel my legs.
Later. Okay, brilliant. Question to you. How did working with world-class mentors change your life? I know we've covered some of this, but how did working with world-class mentors change your life and how you approach business, health, mindset, everything?
I think some of my health stuff has actually helped my mentors. But on the rest of it, and that's because I'm very, very disciplined in it, on the rest of it, it has made me realise that I can do so much more. If somebody who comes from nothing can create £1 billion, why can't I do something similar if I choose to?
Great question. Why not?
And that's the thing that's made me realise is everything is a choice. I think that's the biggest thing I can take away from spending all of this money with people is I have a choice. And I can choose to stay where I am, or I can choose to make the decisions which are going to serve me. I don't believe in good and bad. It's, does this serve me or does this not serve me? And if I make the choice of what's going to serve me, it's a bit like training for the photo shoot. Is me eating half a cake and getting pissed going to help me achieve my goal? No, it's not. Will I enjoy it at the time? Probably. But is it going to help me achieve my goal? No. So don't do it. It doesn't serve me.
Are you that strong? You like if
I can say no to cake.
Okay. Chocolate cake?
I don't like chocolate cake.
Okay, so you can say no to chocolate cake. That's quite easy. Okay. But it must be something else maybe that you do enjoy, like drinking.
Champagne.
Champagne?
Yeah.
I don't see you as a champagne person.
Interesting.
I know.
Something I drink with my dad tends to. We watch the football on a Saturday.
Does he have a name?
His name's Terry.
Terry.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you can call him Terry.
I can call him Terry. Okay, fine. Wow. Okay. Okay.
And rum.
And rum.
Rum. I fell in love with rum in Barbados.
And so can you say no to those things?
I can do now. There was a time when no. It was when you're in that Magaluf party lifestyle, it's very, very difficult. And I also faced a lot of judgment when I retrained as a personal trainer because I was always out. I'm out, like dancing, and we're drinking and we're dancing, and that was my exercise at the time, dancing. I love to dance. But when I retrained as a PT, I'd still go out to dance and I'd drink water. And people would just be looking at me like, you're not having a rum? Like, no. Like, I need to get up and go to the gym in the morning. So facing that level of judgment of, what do you mean you're doing this? And you'll be back in the bars, and like, no, I'm here to dance.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Yeah, they're thinking it's a different drink, but actually it's water. So you're a PT yourself?
Yes.
Yeah. But you have a PT
Yes.
as a thing, which to me makes total sense. Other people go, because you're looking to go to the next level.
Yeah.
Plus accountability,
Exactly.
right? Yeah.
Even coaches need coaches, and mentors need mentors, and trainers need trainers.
Yeah, absolutely. Tony Robbins always said, without my coaches, and we were like, what? Like, but of course, if you think about it. Amazing. So what you should look out for in a mentor, let's go through this, okay? Choosing them carefully, what would you look for, do you think?
I would look at the way that they treat other people. And
outside
of it's a bit like I say people thank you to everyone, and how they treat the waiter and the little bar staff. And it's that, like, when you check in at the airport, how you treat the stuff. I always ask, how are you? How's your day going? Are you having fun? Stuff like that. And I think that makes a difference to how you think it doesn't necessarily always transmute that way. But are there values there to be kind, to not be a dickhead?
How do you know that, though? When you're looking for a mentor, how do you know?
I look for people's interactions online these days as well. Are they slagging people off? Are they being supportive? You can usually tell from people's presence, like, are you a dick? I have one rule in my communities, is don't be a dick.
Well done. You didn't swear, but you used a naughty word. Well done.
Thanks.
Done it.
I'd also look for results from their clients, speak to people that they've worked with. How do they find them? What's their working style like, to see if that would work for you?
A lot of people wouldn't even do that, right? They're so desperate to get somebody, they don't do their homework beforehand. Would you say mentorship is a one way, like they'll tell you what to do and you do it, or do you think it's two ways?
I think it's a symbiotic relationship. I learn a lot from my clients, but like I said, I'm sure some of my mentors I've helped them on their health journey, because that's my discipline. So if they can learn that from me, I learn a lot from my clients. And I think it's important to be open-minded, because you learn from the big people, you learn from the smaller people, and the smaller people, if they've chosen to invest with you, they want to get somewhere. So look for their energy. Are they putting the energy in? Like, okay, so you're disciplined, I can do a little bit more.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you get inspired by them.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Learning from failure and guidance, would you say?
Oh, yeah. I don't like to see people fail. I like to see how someone's come back from something. So Gerald, for example, lost everything, lost his job, owed the bank £1 billion, and came back. And
what did he do? How did
he opened a health club, and then eventually sold it for just under 4 million, and then does other things. He's been speaking for years, and also now does mentoring as well. So he was able to come back from that, and the things that you can learn from that, it's like he didn't open the club before he knew he had membership.
So again,
he didn't open the club before he had membership. Okay. He put an advert in the newspaper to get the membership, and then took that and said, we've got 800 or so members that want to join, and then took that to the bank and to get the funding to open the club.
So sell the product, sell the service beforehand to see if there's a market for it.
Yeah.
And if there isn't, why start building it? Exactly. Change the approach. Okay, now I got it, then start.
Yeah, amazing. I don't agree with that. Build it and they will come. You test the market first.
Nice. Okay. Environment. What do you think? Do you think environment matters? Surrounding yourself with ambitious, supportive people. Do you think that's important? It's everything.
I have different conversations with people in the football pub than I do at different networking events.
The football pub?
Yes. I'm a Millwall fan.
Moving on. I think most of the people here are Arsenal.
That's a shame. So's Gerald Ratner, actually.
We were having such a nice conversation. He's an Arsenal fan.
Yeah.
See? Amazing. No, I would say that the number one step to change is to know that you need to change in the first place, because a lot of people don't, even though they like that conversation, but I do, but I don't, but I do, but I don't. And the second one has got to be your environment.
Yes. You can't grow. It's like plants. When you repot it, it's got more room for the roots to grow, and then the plant grows. So if you stay in the little pot, you're not going to get any bigger. But someone has to repot the plant.
Yeah. Who's going to do that?
The plant can't do it on their own. The plant has to admit it needs help.
I don't think the plant could do that either, but yeah, I get what you mean.
But if it's out in nature, it has the ability to grow because of its surroundings. And if, the weather is the mentorship for the plant. I can't believe I just said that. That's a new one for me.
What, that the weather is?
The weather is the mentor for the plants.
Amazing. Amazing. Okay, so your mission today, as far as I understand, is this founder of Better Together, tackling loneliness amongst entrepreneurs. When I read that, I was like, what? Tackling loneliness? I mean, you can be lonely in a relationship. You can be lonely at any stage. So why entrepreneurship?
Because the more we did in property and the more we grew stuff, the more people I was meeting, and they were doing stuff by themselves. And I was just finding, hang on a minute, they were going to an event and there's like a glaze in people's eyes. They're not really truly connecting with people. And I knew that because I've been there myself. And also finding that they weren't getting as far as they wanted to because of a lack of confidence in their abilities and no one cheering them on. Because when you go into the right rooms, people, they will lift and support and inspire you. People who have radiators or drains, you don't want them to drain and take your energy. So when you bring people together and create good communities where people actually want to help one another, you help to combat that loneliness, because it might be that your partner doesn't understand that you're doing this thing to change. So you can't talk to them. Your family doesn't get it. Your friends are happy in their employment, but you feel something different. So finding that community and knowing that, you are better together helps you to move along a lot faster.
So how am I envisaging this? Is this an online meeting?
We do online stuff. So things have changed a bit from when we first started. So we have online communities, different WhatsApp groups, and then the communities we've created through the membership that I had with Gerald Ratner and the Confident Entrepreneurs Club. So it's about bringing people together in that way. And then sometimes we do in-person events as well.
Okay. And what's the business hub? Do you still do that?
No.
Good job. Okay. We won't mention that then. Okay. So found a bit to go. And
do still run masterminds and retreats.
Yeah. Mastermind retreats. So, and also you run mastermind retreats. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, is that a physical retreat?
That's a physical. So we've done 5 now. 1 in the UK, 1 in Barbados, and 3 in Mallorca.
What's the rum in Barbados?
The rum, Mount Gay. Mount Gay is my favourite XO.
Okay. What are these retreats about?
So we cover health, wealth and happiness, and it's a way to get you out of the day-to-day and really look at your mission, your vision, values, your purpose, your why. So we do lots of workshops around building that. Why are you here? And what do you want to achieve? And then we do different health-based activities, so hiking, yoga, mindfulness, and different kinds of excursions. And we have a private chef. People come to the villa. So everything's like 5-star luxury, and to give you that level of opulence to help you to be inspired.
It sounds like it gives you confidence as well.
Yeah.
It seems to be a theme with you, confidence. Yeah.
For sure. And
that's part of the journey, isn't it?
It is. And that's the thing that people are often lacking, because they don't know what they're doing. So that's what we help them to do, is we put together the business plan. We map out the next 12 months, the next 5 years, 10 years. What do you want it to look like? And then put the action steps into place to help the people to get there. And when you see the transformation from people, they come on the first day and think, oh, I don't know what's going on. And they're a bit nervous and starting, they're feeling uncomfortable. And then by the end of it, they're so hyped up and excited, and they've got this plan, and they have had this advice. One lady, she was very, very much undercharging for her workshops and didn't realise that she could charge more by changing the offering slightly.
How much was she charging roughly?
$360, and we worked through everything to make it 1,000 for what she does. And because it makes sense. She's like, I didn't realize that I was undercharging.
Yeah.
She's got like 30 years of experience.
Wow.
So it was like having that conversation in the room with people who are wanting to do better, and they want to because they've invested in themselves to be in that room in a different country, and they've taken that time out.
I have a question. You just said they're all inspired and they're
Yeah.
How do you make sure that as soon as they come back and they're not in Barbados drinking rum, and they come back and then suddenly it's cold and it's weather and they see the same people that they used to and it all starts coming down, how do you ensure that they don't then go from this great height all the way back down?
That's why they should join my mastermind or my mentorship.
Right. Yeah. And that's gives that kind of...
Is that extra accountability, staying in the room. I also do follow-up calls, and once people leave one of my retreats, I do one-to-ones with them after 2 weeks. We have another call a month after, and 3 months, and then I do a 6-month catch-up as well.
Nice.
Because otherwise I'm not that person, like, come and do all of this and then off you go. I want to know that they're doing the work. If you need extra help, I'm here.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, very good. So how can people get involved with Better Together?
Come and speak to me. My name's Natalie Arabella Bailey. You can't miss me. I've got long red hair.
Well, I'm just going to find you walking in the street. Do you have a website?
I do. So nataliearabella.com is the website, and it's Natalie Arabella Bailey on all the socials, and that's what I mean by you can't miss me.
There we go.
Long red hair.
Okay. And if you want to know more about how to invest in the stock market, by the way, when we talk about the stock market, it's stock shares, yes, but it's also precious metals, gold, silver, which has been roaring up. Do you have some of that? You do? You have a bit of everything. And also commodities like oil and... Do you have some oil?
Not yet. But yes, please.
All right. Sign up today for free to our one-day stocks masterclass, which is coming up soon. This one here, December the 6th, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. So some final thoughts from us. Transformation starts the moment you decide you're worth the investment, would you say?
Yes. And self-worth comes with self-trust. And when you trust yourself, you're able to do so much more.
Natalie's story, I think, proves that investing in yourself isn't selfish in the negative sense, because I think you have to be selfish. You have to look after yourself.
Yep.
It's actually essential. And since that time, which might have started off with your grandmother, but then through the breakdown or burnout in that toilet, and then how would you say you've just gone from strength to strength? It might not have been all the way up, but
there have been downs, but on the whole, it has been on the upwards. But I mean, there's always times I've battled with depression for a long time, and you get dips with that. But again, like you said earlier about the trigger, where they're triggers with that first breakdown, I now know what's happening. And the most important thing is to stay disciplined in terms of looking after your health, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. And that's what I do, and make sure that I'm disciplined. I'm in the gym, I'm doing my walking and things like that help me to stay at least a little bit sane, fit and healthy.
You're healthy?
Yeah.
Happy?
Yes.
You told me today you're very happy.
Happy Natalie today.
Yeah, happy Natalie today. Wealthy?
Of course.
Yeah. And so therefore, we always say never quit if you're even thinking about quitting, because if they can do it, i.e. if she can do it, you can do it too. Okay? Thank you for coming, and we'll see you at the next Lunchtime Investor Show.